Robyn Brown, the fourth and most youthful spouse of Kody Brown and tender loving care's sister wives, has for some time been a polarizing figure among fanatics of the show. Since her presentation in Season 1, Robyn has been at the focal point of warmed conversations about partiality, relational peculiarities, and the unwinding of the earthy-colored family's plural marriage. While Kody has frequently commended her as the paste keeping the family intact, numerous watchers have an immeasurably unique view of her job. Fans have shared innumerable hypotheses and perceptions about what Robyn Brown truly does in the background, and these suppositions shed light on her complicated and disputable situation inside the family. 1. The impression of Robyn as Kody's number one. One of the most reliable fan perceptions is that Robyn is Kody's number one spouse. This conviction is established in Kody's conduct all through the show, where he much of the time focuses on Robyn's requirements and assessments over those of his different spouses. Time and consideration. Kody has invested more energy at Robyn's home contrasted with different spouses, especially during the coronavirus pandemic. This inconsistent conveyance of time has been a sensitive point for different spouses, especially Janelle and Christine, who have voiced their dissatisfactions on camera. Monetary choices. Fans frequently refer to instances of Kody making every effort to oblige Robyn monetarily, like buying her a costly home regardless of the family's shaky monetary circumstance. This preference has filled hatred and driven watchers to scrutinize Robyn's job in the family's developing divisions. 2. Fans trust Robyn controls relational peculiarities. Many fans accept that Robyn is a talented controller who utilizes her relationship with Kody to impact family choices. Segregation of Kody. A few watchers contend that Robyn has purposefully disengaged Kody from his different spouses and youngsters. They highlight her job in upholding severe coronavirus decides that at last made a fracture among Kody and a portion of his more established youngsters, as well as among him and Janelle. The person in question story. Fans have likewise seen that Robyn regularly depicts herself as a survivor of out-of-line treatment by different spouses. In a few episodes, she has mournfully related feeling prohibited or misjudged, which a few watchers decipher as an endeavor to collect compassion from Kody and the crowd. 3. Robyn's job as the legitimate spouse. Robyn is the main spouse legitimately wedded to Kody, a status that holds critical load in the relational peculiarity. While Kody was beforehand lawfully hitched to marry, he separated from her in 2014 to wed Robyn so he could take on her 3 kids from a past marriage. This lawful marriage has provided Robyn with a degree of impact that different spouses need, driving fans to hypothesize that she utilizes her situation to significantly influence the family's future as indicated by her own cravings. For instance, Robyn supposedly pushed for the family's transition to Flagstaff, a choice that many fans accept principally helped her. As the legitimate spouse, Robyn is likewise seen to have more command over the family's funds and long-haul arranging, which has prompted charges of preference and irregularity. 4. Robyn's job as the center of Kody's loved ones. In a new episode of Sister Spouses, Robyn said something about her youngsters being the center of the family, starting shock among fans who felt that this proclamation rejected Kody's kids with his different wives. Division among the youngsters. Fans accept Robyn cultivates an us-against-them attitude inside the family, underscoring the significance of her own kids while distancing the others. Influence on family solidarity. This apparent partiality has been pulverizing for the solidarity of the earthy-colored family. Many fans fault Robyn for the breakdown of connections among Kody and his more established kids, especially those from Janelle and Christine's families. 5. Robyn's responsibility and commitment. One more regular subject of fan conversation is Robyn's commitment to the family's responsibility. Not at all like Janelle, who has worked external to home for quite a long time, or Christine, who oversaw childcare and family obligations, Robyn's commitments have frequently been raised doubt about. My Sister Wife's storage room, Robyn's gems business, My Sister Wife's wardrobe, was promoted as a family try, however has been dormant for quite a long time. Fans have reprimanded Robyn for not doing her fair share monetarily or contributing as a lot to the family's common objectives. Seen absence of exertion. Numerous watchers accept that Robyn depends intensely on Kody and her positive status inside the family, doing barely anything to facilitate the waits of her sister spouses. This has prompted allegations that she focuses on her own solace over the family's aggregate prosperity. 6. Fan hypotheses about Robyn's actual aims. Fans have shared various hypotheses about Robyn's drawn-out objectives and aims. Separating the family, some accept Robyn generally planned to turn into Kody's just spouse and has decisively added to the family's cracks to accomplish this objective. Getting monetary steadiness, others think Robyn is centered around guaranteeing monetary security for her as well as her youngsters, even to the detriment of her sister spouses. Looking for a conventional marriage, there is hypothesis that Robyn never completely embraced the idea of plural marriage and involved the way of life as a venturing stone to make a more customary, monogamous relationship with Kody. 7. Safeguards of Robyn. While a significant part of the fan critique is reproachful of Robyn, there are the individuals who guard her. Some contend that Robyn has just been misjudged and that her activities are a reaction to feeling rejected or designated by different spouses. A substitute, allies of Robyn accept she has unreasonably turned into the substitute for the family's concerns. They contend that Kody is at last liable for the family's issues and that accusing Robyn overlooks the intricacy of the circumstance. A caring spouse and mother, others see Robyn as a committed wife and mother who is attempting to safeguard her kids and guarantee their satisfaction in a difficult family climate. End. Robyn Earthy-Colored's job in the Earthy-Colored family is one of the most discussed points among sister spouses fans. While some see her as a manipulative figure who has split apart Kody and the remainder of the family, others view her as a misjudged individual exploring what is happening. Notwithstanding where fans stand, one thing is clear: Robyn's presence in the family significantly affects the elements of sister spouses. As the show proceeds, watchers will without a doubt continue taking apart her activities and conjecturing about her actual goals. Might you want to investigate explicit fan been a polarizing figure among enthusiasts of the show? As the first accomplice in Kody's plural marriage, Meri stood firm on a remarkable foothold that set the vibe for how the family would develop and develop. Notwithstanding, a few watchers have guessed throughout the long term that Meri might filled the role of a narc spouse, somebody who detailed back to Kody about the exercises and complaints of her sister wives. This hypothesis has powered conversations about the relational peculiarities and Meri's situation in the family. The beginnings of the narc hypothesis. The hypothesis about Meri being Kody's narc originates from her initial job as the legitimate and just spouse during the early stages of the family. Before Robyn entered the image and Kody legitimately separated from Meri to wed Robyn, Meri was viewed as the matron with huge impact. Meri's closeness to Kody in the early seasons and her frequently stressed associations with her sister spouses have driven fans to contemplate whether she went about as a mediator among Kody and the remainder of the family. This discernment has been built up by minutes on the show where Meri seemed to agree with Kody during family questions, apparently approving that she was his partner. Proof supporting the narc charges. Meri's conflicts with Janelle and Christine. Meri's relationship with Janelle has been rough all along, with the two ladies straightforwardly owning up to character conflicts and battles and sharing family obligations. Likewise, Christine has communicated sensations of judgment and prohibition from Meri during the early long periods of their plural marriage. A few fans accept these strains might have been exacerbated by Meri sharing subtleties of conflicts or individual complaints with Kody, making further splits between the spouses. Kody's confidence in Meri. As Kody's most memorable spouse, Meri had a degree of trust and knowledge of him that different wives didn't at first offer. This trust might have situated Meri as somebody Kody depended on for refreshes about the family, particularly during seasons of contention. Fans have highlighted minutes on the show where Kody appeared to be especially open to Meri's viewpoint, utilizing her contribution to illuminate his choices about family matters. Meri's job in family conversations. All through the series, Meri frequently went about as a go-between or voice of reason during family conversations. While this could essentially be a consequence of her character and her situation as the main spouse, a few watchers deciphered her contribution as a sign that she was assembling and handing off data to Kody in the background. An alternate point of view: was Meri a casualty of situation? While the narc hypothesis has gotten momentum among fans, it merits thinking about an elective point of view. Mary's situation as the principal spouse might have put her in a troublesome job, where she was supposed to oversee connections and intercede clashes among Kody and different wives. Profound seclusion. Over the long run, Mary's areas of strength for once with Kody decayed, leaving her inclination detached inside the family. Her close-to-home battles, including her notorious duping outrage, may have added to her being misconstrued or scapegoated by fans and relatives. The same unexpected job. It's conceivable that Kody put Mary in the job of partner without her completely acknowledging it, involving their common history as a reason for looking for her contribution on family matters. Fan responses to the narc claims. The possibility of Mary being a narc spouse has started split feelings between fans. Allies of the hypothesis. A few fans contend that Mary's initial activities and cozy relationship with Kody recommend she imparted data to him about different spouses, regardless of whether purposefully. Safeguards of Mary. Others accept that Mary has been unjustifiably marked and that the main problem lies with Kody's troublesome way of behaving and unfortunate relational abilities. Via web-based entertainment, fans have shared their contemplations. Mary was certainly Kody's narc in the early seasons. She generally appeared to understand what every other person was doing and would report back to him. I think Mary was simply attempting to maintain order in the family. Kody presumably rested on her a lot in light of the fact that she was the main spouse. Kody's job in making the dynamic. Taking into account Kody's part in deeply shaping the relational peculiarities is significant. As the top of the family, Kody frequently set the vibe for how clashes were dealt with and connections were made due. On the off chance that Kody urged Mary to share data or depended on her as a go-between, it might have made the discernment that she was going about as a narc. Moreover, Kody's moving expressions of warmth and preference toward Robyn in later years have just uplifted pressures inside the family, making it simpler for fans to examine Mary's prior activities. Mary's ongoing job in the family. In late seasons, Mary's job in the earthy-colored family has lessened fundamentally. Her relationship with Kody has become stressed to where they never again view themselves as sincerely involved. This distance has moved the concentrate away from Mary as a potential narc and toward different issues inside the family, like Kody's partiality toward Robyn and his alienation from Janelle and Christine. And the hypothesis that Mary Brown was Kody's narc spouse is an interesting focal point through which to see the early elements of Sister Wives. While there are minutes that appear to help the thought, it's similarly conceivable that Mary was basically exploring the difficulties of plural marriage admirably well. Eventually, reality with regards to Mary's job in the family might be more nuanced than the narc name recommends. As the Browns keep on wrestling with the aftermath of their cracked connections, Mary's process fills in as a sign of the intricacies and battles inborn in plural marriage. Might you want to investigate explicit episodes or minutes that could uphold or expose the hypothesis?